Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Happy Hanukkah!
Happy Hanukkah!
Happy Kwanzaa! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy you, happy me!
Happy us!
Are you all full?
Yes.
You ready to take a nap? Wait till Reek comes down with the musicians, okay? Just kidding. Just kidding. We're going to have fun. You know, a couple of months ago, I was out in Seattle, and they have a lot of police officers that ride bicycles. And apparently the crime rate is down because when a cop is on a bike, they have one-on-one interaction with the general public. But I was wondering, when a cop's riding his bike and he has to pull a car over, what does he do? Ding, 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 pull over. License and registration. Step out of the car, please. You're gonna have to come downtown with me. Come on, hop in my basket. What do they do? While I was out in Seattle, I had to take a cab. When I got into the taxi, I wanted to tell the driver something. So I leant forward, tapped him on the shoulder. He got all excited. Nearly hit a bus, ran up on a curb, and stopped just short of a storefront window. The cab was silent for a few seconds, and the driver said, "I'm so sorry. It just scared the daylights out of me." I said, "I'm sorry. I didn't realize tapping you on the shoulder would frighten you so much." No, he said, "It's my fault, totally my fault. You see, today's my first day driving a cab. For the past 24 years, I've been driving a hearse." You know, healthcare is a real big issue with Obamacare, where everyone's got to have insurance. Well, my 87-year-old neighbor collapsed in a store. So they called 911, and they brought him to St. Mary's Hospital up in Waterbury. He had emergency heart surgery. When he woke up, there was a nun sitting next to him. And she said, "Sir, first of all, I want to let you know you're going to be perfectly fine. But what insurance do you have?" "I ain't got no insurance." "Oh," the nun said, "well, what banks do you have your money in?" "I ain't got no money in no bank." The nun was really getting irritated. She said, "Sir, your family, then you must have family. Who's going to help you pay this bill?" "I ain't got no family. I just have an older sister who's a spinster nun." The nun was really irritated now. She said, "Sir, let me tell you, we are not spinsters." He took a bow. "We marry God." "Oh, send my bill to my brother-in-law." You know, when you get elderly, a lot of times healthcare will ask you questions to see if you're senile, if you really have all your faculties with you. Well, my aunt was in the hospital at Danbury, and an intern came in and said to her, "What is your name?" My aunt looked him straight in the eye and said, "Buddy, you don't know who the hell I am? You're not working on me. Get out of my room." I used to live in New Hampshire. Anybody here ever live in New Hampshire? Yeah? Whereabouts?
Manchester, Merrimack.
I lived in Nashua.
Nashua too.
Anybody drive through New Hampshire? New Hampshire's a crazy state. They're known as the live free or die state. It's the only state in the Union where there is no mandatory seatbelt law. That's right. So Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, they have to put these big signs so that when you cross into their state, it says, "Buckle up, it's the law, no excuses." So in New Hampshire, you don't have to wear a seatbelt. Fireworks are legal, and there's no sales tax. Now, I lived in Nashua, New Hampshire, which is right over the border of Massachusetts. We were like Tijuana, Mexico. We were running across the border to get to us. You ever drive into New Hampshire and on any highway, and no matter what rest area you come to, there's a liquor store, a state liquor store? Not just a store, a mega mall. It's like people are in the parking lot having a tailgate party. They have their hibachi sled. You pay your toll it's like a cover charge when you pay your toll. They should give you a red cup and say, the cake's over there. And buddy, loosen up, buckle that seatbelt. But then I moved to Connecticut. Now, New Hampshire's known as the live free or die state. Connecticut really should be known as the live here and die state. We are not the Constitution state, we're the taxation state. And you guys, you live in Rollingwood. Some people live on the Magnificent Mile in Chicago. Others live on the Golden Mile in Las Vegas. You guys in Rollingwood, you live on the Furniture Mile in Brookfield. How many furniture stores can you have? Thomasville, Lazy Boy, Raymore Flanagan, Bob's Discount, Pilgrim's Furniture. I bet people come knocking on your door. Hi, I'm here to see your furniture display. Don't be surprised if someday you come home and they change the name of your condos and now says Rolling Wood Chairs. But we're here to talk about the holidays. And I want you to know I never get my favorite gifts. I always get a crappy gift. Anybody get crappy gifts? Yeah. You ever get a gift in a box and you open it and the gift is different than the box? Last year I opened up my gift. It was a Bose radio. Opened the box. It was an Afghan blanket. Not even a Snuggie. Snuggie has arms. It's an Afghan blanket with holes in it. What am I supposed to do with that? My brother-in-law gave me a journal last year for Christmas. I gave him a gift card to Best Buy, so he can go buy whatever he wanted. I got a journal. I said to Scott, seriously? Pad of paper? Oh, gee, Dor, I thought you'd like to go out and write down your thoughts when they came to you. Write down my thoughts? Okay, my first entry was, my brother-in-law, Scott, is a cheap son of a gun. Dated December 25th, 2013. And my brother gave me a cotton candy maker. A cotton candy maker. I said, Paul, what were you thinking, a cotton candy maker? Well, I thought you'd like to make cotton candy whenever you want. Whenever I want? Whenever I want to what? Feel like I'm at the Bridgewater Fair? Seriously, maybe if I was a drug addict, I put all my pills in it, Oxycontin candy every day. What? Cotton candy maker? If you want to get me a maker, get me a coffee maker. I thought you had one. I do. I'll take one. I'll take two. I'll take three before I want a cotton candy maker. I mean, you have company coming over. Say, hey, I'm going to put a pot of coffee on. You want cream or sugar? Now I got to say, hey, make cotton candy. One on a stick or in a bowl. I like to regift. Anybody else regift? Yeah. I like to regift the crappy gift to the same person who gave it. Just to see their expression on their face. What's this? You know what that is. Go ahead. Read the first entry. By the way, sorry about that iPad box. If you get a crappy gift this year, here's a couple of suggestions for you. Oh, it would have fit perfectly if I hadn't gained so much weight this year. I hope we don't lose this. We lose everything in our house. And my personal favorite, just my luck. This is the year I'm donating all my Christmas gifts to charity. My sister's family always gives me scratch-off tickets. Thanks, Giselle, for deciding to gamble my Christmas away. This is me every year. Nothing. Nothing. This is fun. Jingle bells, jingle bells, nothing. Then I get these silver shaving crap all over me. And I'll find out 30 years it's radioactive. Thanks for the free tickets. Couple of years ago, when my nephew was young, I gave him an electric guitar. And I saw him a few months later, and he said it was the best gift he ever got. I said, really, Jude? You already know how to play it? I'll play it. My mom gives me $1 a day not to play it during the day. My dad gives me $5 a week not to play it at night. I believe that Santa Claus is a woman. Sorry to break the myth, but I believe he is a she. Think about it. Christmas is a big occasion. It's a warm, fussy, social occasion. I couldn't possibly pull that one off. And most guys shop on Christmas Eve. And all that's left is, as seen on TV, and socket wrenches. And I'm convinced if a guy was Santa, everyone in the universe would have a musical chia pet under their Christmas tree in the same wrapping. And if a guy were Santa, there would be no reindeers. They would have all been hunted already. And even if there was a reindeer, they'd probably get lost in the clouds and the snow. And we know, guy's not going to stop to ask for directions. And I don't know of any man that liked to wear red velvet. And they sure don't know how to pack a bag. And men don't really like stockings unless they're worn on someone. And I don't know of any guy who's willing to have their physique be described as a bowl full of jelly. And Christmas is a huge commitment. Men don't like commitment. So I believe he's a she. Don't you agree?
Yes.
And Hanukkah is actually better than Christmas. So think about it. There are no damaged rooftops because of reindeers. And they can use their fireplace any time they want. There's never a silent night in a Jewish filled loved home. And if you get a crappy gift, you got 7 more days to get it right. And there are no Bing Crosby music at Hanukkah. My girlfriend Allie got 2 sweaters from her mom for Hanukkah. She went a couple of weeks later to visit her mom and wore one of the sweaters, thinking her mom would be really happy. But she got in the house. Her mom had this frown on her face. And she said, Allie, what's the matter? You didn't like the other one? And New Year's is almost here. Now you know you're going to be an optimist if you stay up for New Year's to welcome the new one in. And you know you're a pessimist if you stay up for New Year's to welcome the old one out. Did you know that there are more overweight people in the United States than average weight people? It's true. So that means the new average is overweight people, which means I already met my New Year's resolution. When you're young, you can't wait to stay up for New Year's. When you're middle-aged, you're forced to stay up for New Year's. When you're old, who cares about New Year's? Every year in Times Square, they drop the ball for New Year's Eve. But think about it. Every time Congress is in session, They dropped the ball. Thank you. You've been a great audience. Have a happy holiday.